We gotta fucking talk about this shit.
Yeah, we do. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Cousin Brothers podcast. I am Matt.
I'm Caleb. I can touch him this time.
Yeah. This is our first and definitely not our last in-person episode. We don't have John with us this time, but it's because what we're talking about is originally a great idea, and now I regret every decision that we.
God,
this
I'm
week.
I'm upset. So, if you couldn't tell, this is a Doctor Who episode.
We were so amped about making this, by the way. Literally talked about it all week. We were so excited. Caleb, put in a good amount of time on the intro that you just saw. And now, I don't even want to be here.
I want to die.
I want to die. Dude, Alright, for all intents and purposes, I'm just going to put a disclaimer in here right now.
Spoiler warning.
Spoiler warning. If you're a Doctor Who head
This
and
is
you
a
were in
spoiler
here,
warning for the Reality War, Season 2, Episode 8 of Doctor Who. It just came out. It just ended.
It just aired. We finished it, and we recorded the pod all within the same amount of time. So
It's been 10 minutes since the episode ended.
Exactly.
We haven't even fully processed the ramifications of what the fuck bullshit.
I have only done one thing since finishing the episode 8 minutes ago, and it is Doctor Who, BBC, I don't know, fucking white people. Why? I'm gonna blank out the name. Are we so fucking serious?
We'll get there.
Yeah.
So, I really like Doctor Who.
Yeah. I'm also a big Doctor Who. Our experiences with Doctor Who goes back, since middle school, I would say.
Earlier than that.
I remember my mom's a huge Doctor Who fan. She watched it growing up in the 70s and 80s, and I remember being introduced to New Who as early as the first season of David Tennant. I've since gone back and watched all of it.
Mm-hmm.
We've watched it multiple times, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've listened to the Big Finish audio dramas.
Yeah, exactly.
Not all of them. There are too many.
There's way too many. But, so, and I will say, I considered myself a super fan until, autistically, Caleb got really into it the last couple of years, and he blows me out of the water. But that doesn't mean that we're not, we're in this shit, alright? We care about this shit.
Yeah, dude. No, I'm upset.
Yeah. Dude, okay. Where do we start? The finale was a part 2. It started off super high octane.
Right.
I think the I'm so pissed. Okay.
Okay. We'll start at the beginning. We'll work our way through.
Yeah.
Anita coming back.
Really cool.
I screamed. I was excited.
He was pretty excited.
I loved Anita.
Yeah.
She was the only good part of the Christmas special last year.
Yeah.
And so I remember seeing that Stephen Moffat, who wrote Joy to the World,
yeah,
I knew he had read the finale specifically.
Oh, okay.
That was the only thing he knew. He read the finale of this season specifically when he wrote Joy to the World.
Okay.
And that was all he had seen.
Gotcha.
He didn't know anything else.
Okay.
And I was wondering, I was like, oh, does that have to do with Belinda Chandra, who in season 1 and the other episode Stephen Moffat wrote for this new era of Russell T Davies Doctor Who had Mundy Flynn, who same actress plays Belinda Chandra.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, it's probably something crazy with Belinda.
Right.
Probably something wacky, crazy, kooky.
No,
it was Anita.
Yeah.
Which is cool. That's fine.
Yeah, super cool.
I love her. She was big pregnant.
Yeah, she was pregnant, so, like we said, spoilers, Anita is pregnant. Time Hotel shenanigans were happening this episode, which really brought the whole timey-wimey stuff situation that the gang is in right now.
I think it's a really creative way
Yeah.
to get the Doctor out of the predicament he was in at the end of Wishworld.
100%.
I was wondering how they were going to do it.
Yeah. So at the end of Wishworld, the Ronnie locks the Doctor on the balcony and then
Blows up the balcony.
blow the balcony up, and some really funny physics happens where the Doctor is falling, and at the beginning of the episode, whoop whoop whoop, Time Hotel opens up. Anita's there.
She goes, "You need a hand?"
Holy shit! Let's fucking go!
And he screams, "Anita!" And then she pulls him into the Time Hotel. They big hug. He's like, "I'm so happy to see you." Sees her pregnant belly. Says, "Looks like somebody else was happy to see you."
Yeah. It's HR. That's
head of HR.
Yeah, head of HR.
I don't remember his name. It doesn't matter.
Unimportant. Problematic that she... Whatever. Anyways, we're not going to get
Why
into
is it problematic?
Pregnant by HR? Hello. It's a joke.
Who's going to report it? Who are they going to report it to?
Fair enough. So it was really fun. That was really fun.
Yeah.
And then Anita says that she's been following the Doctor for a while. It flashes over several doctors doing some shenanigans, and then it ends with Shooty dancing with
Jonathan Groff, Rogue.
Yeah. And then she cries a little bit because she was in love with the Doctor. You know
Who
how it
isn't?
is. Amen.
Me anymore. We'll get there.
And so after that, it becomes high octane again. So like, there's a little bit of a lull to kind of like give some backstory. And hey, by the way, this has been happening like 187 days, and it's still May 23rd.
It always resets at midnight.
Right.
Which that makes sense because they wanted to build the doubt.
Right.
So it makes sense.
More specifically, they wanted to build the Doctor's doubt, because when a Doctor or a Time Lord doubts, it can rupture. They use some fancy stuff. It ruptures the space-time fabric that the Earth sits upon to open the underverse. Underverse. Yeah. Really, really cool.
Yeah. It all made sense.
Yeah. It made
in a very wibbly wobbly,
timey-wimey way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it made sense. Like in the logic of Doctor Who, I heard that and I was like, that is a feasible explanation.
Yeah, for sure.
Fair enough. We've heard crazier.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So then the Doctor was like, well, so then he and they need to go back to his and Belinda's home where they have a baby Poppy. We'll get to her later.
Yeah.
And then he quick changes into a kilt.
That was better than a kilt. That was a pinstripe suit skirt.
But it's a kilt.
But it was a kilt. And it was fantabulous. So good.
And then...
Shinigawa, I love you so much.
We'll get there. And then... he takes... They go to the house, they meet Belinda and Poppy, and they bring Poppy and Belinda to the Time Hotel. And then they go to Unit, and it's like set in like the 50s, 60s kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And they're like, man wearing skirt, ah!
Right.
And they scream and die. And then they're like, shut up. And then Anita opens all the doors.
Yeah, she just opens every door that she can.
And everyone kind of like wakes up.
It creates like a time vacuum almost. Like, hey, wishes don't exist in here because there's too much time stuff happening.
Yep.
And everybody's like, the Doctor? Oh my, thank the Lord, what the fuck is going on? And the Doctor explains, and they're like, well, that's just crazy. What the fuck is Conrad doing on the screen? We all hate that guy.
Fuck that guy!
Fuck that guy, yeah, literally.
And then they go into like big planning mode. Ronnie shows up at Unit, and she's like, you're an idiot, Doctor. And the Doctor's like, nuh-uh.
No,
and,
you're an idiot.
And she goes, no. And then she's like, I know you, Belinda. And Belinda's like, oh, we never met. And then Mrs. Flood walks out. And Belinda's like, oh, hey.
That's my neighbor. And then Ruby Sunday goes, that's my neighbor.
Other way around, but yes.
Was it?
It was Ruby first, then Belinda.
Gotcha. It was really funny bit. Really, really funny.
Really funny. God. And then they... start suiting up, getting ready to fight the Ronnie.
More specifically, they're also building on floor -10. They're building a zero chamber.
Zero room, yeah.
Zero room. To put
Poppy in.
Because
they're going to reset all the wishes.
And Poppy is a wish.
Yep.
And it's more important that you know that Poppy is a wish of a Time Lord's child, which means right now we're like, holy shit,
They're Time
there's
Lord
a
baby.
Time Lord baby out there.
And then also while the Ronnie's there,
Oh yeah,
she's like,
she gets into Time Lord supremacy, like some white.
She's doing
supremacy.
eugenics.
Yeah. She's like,
so she
mudblood. Like,
yeah, she
it's
comes
insane.
out, and then she's like telling her plan to make a new time, because we also get a lore drop about Gallifrey about how they're all sterile now because of what the Master did in season 14 of New Who.
Yeah.
They're all sterile; they can't have kids no more. And so she's like, I want more Time Lords, so I'm getting Omega's body. And that's what happened.
That's a wild way to put that monologue, but yeah, that's exactly what happened.
That's what she said. And then they're like, but we have
sweet time babies.
And then they're like, but we have a Time Lord baby right here. And she goes,
ew,
yuck. And everyone's like, what? And she's like, the mother. And everyone's like, what? Human! And everyone, like, it's like a collective groan across the unit floor of like, oh, brother,
this guy stinks.
And dude, which was so funny that like and then the Ronnie says, I can see I've lost the room.
Yeah.
Which was really funny.
Which is so funny. I think more people who are into eugenics should go, oh, wait a minute.
I think I've lost the room.
I lost the plot. My bad, guys.
And then they're like, well, anyways, I'm doing this now. We're going to go do this.
And then everybody goes, nuh-uh, and she leaves anyways.
And then she leaves and goes and does it. And then they start getting ready. They're building the zero room for Poppy.
Oh, wait. Before that, they get into a lightsaber duel with their Sonics, and then the Doctor fake blows up.
No, his Sonic blows up.
His Sonic blows up, and then she leaves.
And she's like, haha, idiot. And then...
You're as predictable as ever.
Yeah. And then she goes... They're getting everything ready, and then the Doctor gets Project Indigo.
Yeah.
For
Project
Ruby.
Indigo for
and
Ruby.
they're like, don't press the yellow button. She immediately presses the yellow button.
And then teleports behind everybody.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, it works!
Yeah. It's a teleportation device. It's transmats.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, Ruby, you can't teleport to the bone palace like we need you to because you'll be pre-arrayed because of the threshold. And she's like, oh, well, that's nice.
That's awesome. How do we not do that? The Doctor's like, don't worry about it, sweetheart.
I will go and break down the threshold. And they're just like, how are you going to do that? And he goes, I copied her coding. And then we get a flashback to about 3 minutes earlier when they had the lightsaber duel.
Yeah.
And you can see him like sneakily push a little button on his Sonic.
And it wasn't an explosion. It was a code enabler. He stole her code.
He stole her code! And then he stole her space segue.
Yeah, her space segue, which... Look, I think that they're treating the Disney money so well this season. Like, some of these special effects have been so fun, so good. I mean, the entrance alone, like, the intro song alone is, like, it's so visual, it's so nice. But that fucking segue section was so goofy. It was so funny. It was so good. It was campy, as Doctor Who should be. All right?
The thing about it is, it didn't even look bad.
No, it was just extremely campy.
Yeah, it's just like... Yeah. What are we doing here,
He went under the London Bridge and, like, flew through bone people, and, like, it was like...
Okay.
It's a straight shot, dog. You didn't have to do all this.
You just had to go up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I literally said out loud, I said, the Bone Palace is up. Why is he going under the bridge?
Yeah. It was just like a flex of, like, hey, look what we can do now.
It's like... Shit, I need a drink. Get down here and get some water.
From the London...
Then he busts through the wall, Mr. Kool-Aid style.
Yeah, he fucking does. Not like a cool way. Like, he fucking crash lands that bitch, rolls in.
Yeah, and then the Ronnie's like, bitch, you didn't bring no weapons. And then clocks the Doctor.
Yeah, clocks him. You're gonna bring some sycophantic, absolute nightmarish, like, oh, we can all just be best friends with no weapon. You're alone, Doctor. And the Doctor's like, I'm on your side, actually. Let's open this fucking door. And she's like, huh?
And though she's like, don't you want to open the door, Doctor? There are no humans around. You can be your true self. And the Doctor's like, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually do. I do want to do that, actually. You're kind of cooking right now. And she's like...
And then they open the door, and then big Omega Bone Man come out.
All right, so it's kind of important to preface that the Doctor is like, look, he's in the Underverse, and the Underverse is all legends. And so whatever the Omega thinks of himself is the legend that he has become. And then this fucking bone time god comes out and is like, I'm hungry.
For Time Lord! And he's like, I will make new Time Lord and then eat them. And then he picks up the Ronnie and eats her!
After the Ronnie's like, my lord, thank God you're here! And he's just like,
and then he's
like, not reading that.
And he's like, he says something like, I will make new Time Lords and I will eat all of them. You are nothing to me. And then the Ronnie like tries to go for like a badass moment. He goes, well, I think you'll find, and holds a personic screwdriver, and he just goes, no!
Don't give a fuck, noink!
And he shouldn't even finish her sentence, nothing.
So it's important to note that we saw earlier that the Ronnie had a time ring in the form of a bracelet.
Yes.
That's how she was getting around town.
Without a TARDIS.
Without a TARDIS, yes. And
I thought it was really funny the Doctor's like, I have the only TARDIS in existence. And then I thought back to the giggle when he made a second TARDIS.
Yes.
For David Tennant's Doctor.
We'll get there. Because the ending of this can be salvaged if done right. I don't think it can. I don't think they're going to do it right, but it might be able to be salvaged.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. So, anyways, she gets eaten, the Ronnie gets eaten, but it's important to note that the Ronnie has bi-generated, just like our Doctor has. So, Mrs. Flood is also the Ronnie, and the time ring flies on the ground, and the Doctor's doing his, his sycophantic fucking monologue to the Omega, and is like, may I introduce to you the Ronnie? And Omega looks over, and Flood goes, yoink,
he goes, this little bitch?
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
He goes, that's it?
This is it? This is the Ronnie? This is the Ronnie of yore? Absolutely not. And she goes, yeah, you're right.
She goes, yeah, I'm out of here, runs over, grabs the time ring from the ground, goes, and that's goodbye for me, and presses the button.
So the Ronnie is still out there with a time ring, and the Doctor goes, this fucking bitch just left me.
He said, like, oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for that.
So the Doctor starts backing up, and he's like, oh man, they're so right. I didn't bring a weapon, except for the weapon that I've been building all season. And he pulls out the Vindicator.
Yeah.
And it's like, 1 billion supernovas. Pew, 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 pew.
Push him back in hole.
Yeah, push him back in the hole, shut the door. The Omega's dealt with. And it's like,
there's a big bad from this. Okay, here's the thing. Really upset that we didn't get to see the classic era Omega look.
I mean, it would have been... Here's the thing. You couldn't have done that.
You could have.
You really couldn't have.
Not for the way he wrote it.
Yeah, exactly. For the way that he wrote it, there was no way to bring back the classic Omega.
Counterpoint. Make his bonehead shape the shape of the Omega
That would have
mask.
been better. I think that you could have made him a legend with aspects of originality in there, while also keeping the original. Does that make sense? Like, he could have just been a giant fucking Omega.
Could have been a big guy.
He could have, yeah.
There are ways it could have been done.
There are ways that it could have been done. I just don't see for the way that it was written for it to be done properly.
Sure.
That's my opinion.
Well, that and then, like, Omega is canonically ugly as fuck.
Yeah.
All the while that this is happening, Ruby has teleported into Conrad's room and is being held at gunpoint by Conrad.
Wait, no. It's so much better than that, because Ruby, like, pops in there and she's like, yeah, I'm in. And then, like, the camera pans over like a micrometer and Conrad's just holding a gun and he's like, I'm expecting you.
I've been expecting this the whole time.
And she's like, God damn it, this fucking sucks buns. And she sits there and listens to this man monologue while asking, like, some silly questions. And all the while, the Doctor is battling. It keeps panning back and forth. And after Omega's been beaten, it pans back to Ruby Sunday going, you made everybody happy and have families. And then Conrad's like, yeah, well, I listened to the Doctor. The Doctor said, yeah, everybody should just be fed and be happy with their family. And
happy and warm and safe.
Yeah. And Ruby goes, you don't have a dad. Loser!
She does say that. She does say that.
And then teleports behind him, picks up the baby, goes, I wish you were happy, and he just disappears.
He disappears. I look at Matt. I said, I too would be happy if I was gone.
I too would be happy if everybody who was like Conrad disappeared.
I'd be happier if I disappeared.
Amen. And then she proceeds to wish for the wish that Conrad made to be undone.
Yeah.
And then we have this whole sequence of the Doctor realizing that they made the Bone Palace around the TARDIS, because of course that's the only way it works.
Conrad's room is the TARDIS.
Yeah, Conrad's room was the TARDIS. And so they're like, oh my god, we have to go back to check on Poppy. And so they go back and they check on Poppy.
Yeah, and Poppy's
she's
okay.
Still there. And we're like, oh my god, there's a Time Lord baby. This is huge.
We were very excited.
And then there's this whole sequence of probably one of the more sad, like, not necessarily sad Doctor moments, because the Doctor is not sad in this moment.
I'm sad for the Doctor.
I'm sad for the Doctor. The Doctor and Belinda are sitting there talking about the adventure that they're going to take Poppy on, and then it slowly devolves into we. And then it's just Belinda going, oh, can you take me to Neptune? And it's like, oh, wait a minute. And if you pay attention, when they're folding the baby's jacket, it eventually just disappears.
It just becomes like it's like a jacket, and it's a small shirt.
It's a small shirt.
And then it becomes
a napkin or a pocket square or something.
And then it's gone.
And then the Doctor folds it, and like sleight of hand just goes like this, and it's gone.
Yeah.
And it's like, I went, oh, fuck, Poppy's gone. And the only person that remembers Poppy is Ruby Sunday.
Yep.
And Ruby, like, fucking loses it. She's like, holy shit, what happened? Where's Poppy? And the Doctor... I felt like Shudi's acting was like, I know that Poppy's there. Can you please shut the hell up?
Yeah.
But that wasn't what was happening. It's just what it felt like. And then Ruby was... They go back to Unit.
Yep.
And... I think it's a really interesting detail to note is that Belinda no longer wants to leave the Doctor, which is funny because the entire season that's all she wanted was to leave the Doctor. She wanted to go back home.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden she's like, okay, we're au revoir, c'est la vie, we're off. And Ruby's the only one like, wait a damn minute, you got a missing child. And the Doctor's like, I think I'd never ever have a baby.
And they're like, no! And then everyone at Unit's like, yeah, Doctor, you saved me too. Everyone's like, Doctor, you saved me. We're all your children.
And he's like, I have a child. I'm with child.
And then he runs into the TARDIS, and they're like, we'll help you. And he's like, no, there's only one thing that can do this now.
And then, this is where me and Caleb immediately lose interest in the episode.
I was still a little on board here.
I was not.
I was a tiny bit. But, like for the first, minute he was in the TARDIS, I was like, okay, I wonder how he's going to do this.
I knew exactly as soon as he went into the TARDIS what was happening.
Yeah, alone.
Yeah, alone. That was the big thing. He went into the TARDIS alone. Okay, another big middle of the episode disclaimer. Everything going forward, there's no turning back. This is huge, major spoilers. Please turn away. He regenerates. So, more importantly, he starts building up the courage, and he starts using his little code words, like, "Oh man, I really like this face. I don't want to do this alone. This is really wild." And then something interesting happened.
13 showed up.
Yeah, 13 just showed up. Like, hey, I don't know what the fuck you did, but my timeline got fucked because of whatever you did. And he's like, "You're here right now?" And everybody was just like,
and
"You're here right now?"
And he tells 13 the plan, and 13's like, "That's not gonna, what are you doing?" And then he goes, "What, are you here to stop me?" And she goes, "Nah, that was never gonna work." And then I was like,
"He's gonna regenerate! Fuck!" And then, something kind of cool happens. 13 disappears after they have their little monologue, and he, Super Saiyan powers up his little regeneration powers, and he shoots into the TARDIS, and he wakes up on the floor. And I'm like, okay, what's happening here? Did we survive?
I thought we had.
I genuinely thought that we did, until he goes inside.
Poppy's there.
And we're like, okay, he did it. Wrong.
Poppy's not even his kid anymore.
He completely changed the timeline. don't know that he completely changed the timeline. I think
he did.
I don't know.
Because remember, it then cuts back to Belinda every time in the season. Belinda's told the doctor, "You have to get me home." It's like there's something about her daughter or Poppy or you know who the dad is. It's Richie Abedgola.
Here's my thing. This requires a lot of semantics to understand, but her wanting to go home at a specific time the entire season.
It wasn't ever a specific time.
It was the next day. She needed to be back the next day.
It never was.
Yes, it was.
No, it was never. It was like, okay.
It wasn't 7 a.m. I'm not saying it was 7 a.m.
Yeah.
She needed to be back the next day.
Yeah.
That was a big plot point, was she needed to get back to when she left.
Yeah.
And they couldn't.
Yeah.
Because of everything that happened. It's another wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey thing.
Need to get a whiteboard out.
Poppy doesn't exist without May 23rd or May 24th happening.
Yes.
But Belinda Chandra also doesn't exist without May 24th happening. So there's a way for them to wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey say, Belinda did need to get back to May 24th, she just didn't know why. Because she had not yet had her child.
Well, the other part of it, too, is, like, it wasn't even, like, that she had to be home and she wanted to go home.
Right. Yeah.
She was like, I want to go home, dude. I miss my parents.
Right.
I had a job.
I think it was really good writing, but only because I like stuff like that. I think it's a really interesting way to go, look, the entire reason she needed to go home was for this. We weren't going to tell you that. Good fucking luck, nerds, unplucking this one.
It's the fucking Ruby Road sign all over again.
Right, exactly.
But at least this time, they showed all of it.
Yeah.
Last time it was like, fuck are we doing?
Yeah, so it turns out it's not his kid. It's actually just Belle's kid. And with another
some
dude.
Fucking guy.
Yeah, some fucking guy, not important. Fuck that guy, whatever. And then the doctor's like, this is beautiful. This is great. I'm glad that I saved this life that I didn't know that I needed to save. I'm so glad that you're home. And then Belle's like, well, are we going to see you again? And he was like, yeah, you'll definitely see me again.
Hope it's not this way.
Yeah.
But he's talking about Pop. I think he's, in that moment, it's made to be where he's referring to Poppy. I hope I won't see Poppy like this again.
Yeah.
Where Poppy's not my kid and is, in fact, 100% human.
Yeah. And then he goes into space. This is arguably the worst part of the episode.
Not even arguably, it is.
In fact, I would, as soon as Shooty goes into space...
We're arguing over the only thing arguable about it is the fact you just said it's arguably.
So...
We're arguing over the fact you said it's arguable.
Okay, I wouldn't say arguably. I am trying to be a non-toxic Doctor Who fan.
Dude, it's not. There's no toxicity involved. The only thing that's toxic is the way Russell writes.
If you are a Doctor Who fan, especially if you are a Ncuti Gatwa fan, such as myself, I love Ncuti. I think he was a fantastic Doctor.
I think he's one of the best we've ever had.
I think so too. I would stop watching the episode right now. Like, right now. In fact, don't come back until everybody's like, hey, the Doctor's regenerating again.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah?
Okay. Look. So, I've been holding out on you a little bit. Because there was a credible leak.
Oh, no. Yeah, no. By the way, I stay away from leaks.
I tried to, but I'm so ingrained into, like, Doctor Who internet culture that, like, it found its way to me. And, like, I was told that the Doctor was regenerating. And I was like, well, this leaker has said some true stuff, but he's also said some not true stuff, so I don't know. It's been
leaked, and this is a hard leak to stay away from, that the Doctor's regenerating. The Doctor regenerating is always the biggest leak that no one can ever stay away from since the beginning of New Who. Let's be serious.
And here's the thing. I knew it was a woman.
I don't care that it's a woman.
I knew it was someone we were familiar with.
That I care about.
Yeah. I knew it was a woman we were familiar with that was blonde.
There it is, folks. Your new Doctor is Rose Tyler. They ended it with, oh, hello.
I'm not sure she's the Doctor.
What the fuck do you mean?
If we roll back the credits, it says, starring Ncuti Gatwa as the Doctor,
Introducing Billy Piper.
Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor, and introducing Billy Piper. Whenever they introduce a new Doctor, they say, and introducing blank as the Doctor.
But that adds so many layers of semantics that we're not ready for as...
I'm just upset Ncuti might be gone.
Ncuti is gone! He regenerated!
I refuse.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
I'm going to be...
I will not... I am not doing that. We're not doing that. That is not happening.
I am doing that.
We're not doing that. So, that's the end of the episode. We have Rose Tyler as
the Doctor.
Ncuti Gatwa is gone. I want you to be so serious with me. Ncuti Gatwa is gone.
I refuse.
All right. So there's some stuff that we have to watch. There's a new...
We were just informed. It's probably on the Doctor Who YouTube channel.
Yeah.
The trailer for the War Between the Land and the Sea has come out. You could have just looked up Doctor Who.
Yeah, I could have.
It's okay, Walter. Here.
This one?
Yeah.
The tides have drawn us together. We could make a difference, you and I. End the conflict between our species before it's too late.
I don't know why you chose me for any of this.
You have to stop! Will you trust me, Barclay?
Okay. Oh, we need to watch the behind the scenes too. We'll watch that after. That's like a 20-minute video. We'll watch that after.
They deleted it and re-uploaded it on TikTok after people were discussing Billy Piper, and they liked a comment, which is what I saw.
So, okay.
Do I need to go to the TikTok then?
Well, it's gone now.
It's gone now. I bet I could find it. Just let's keep talking. I'll try to find it.
So what I will say, that guy is not a doctor.
No.
He's just a character. And actually, we've seen that actor before.
I believe so, yeah.
I'll tell you when. Do you remember on Ten's Farewell Tour?
Oh, yeah.
He was with John Barrowman. In the bar. Yeah, and also one of the characters in that show, because they released the cast.
Yeah.
One of the characters in that show is played by the same actress as Martha, also Ten's companions. Same actress as plays her sister. So, I don't know.
So, Doctor Who 38 minutes ago on TikTok said, spoilers, watch the moment we said goodbye to the 15th Doctor and hello to...
They lie! They've lied before, they'll lie again.
All BBC does is lie, cheat, and steal.
True. I don't know, I'm holding out hope that this is not really the direction the show is going, because if it is...
I might lose a little bit of interest, I'm not going to lie. And I love watching Doctor Who. I hate being told to watch Doctor Who, so Caleb and me have this argument probably every week or two.
I love this little game of cat and mouse we play.
It's a little game of cat and mouse of, hey, did you watch the new episode? No, you keep reminding me, and it makes me not want to watch the fucking episode.
Well, here's my problem. I give you one job, and you say, yes, I will do that job. I say, hey, have you watched it yet? He goes, no, I'll watch it today.
Yeah.
I check in with him 2 days later. I say, have you watched it yet? He goes, no.
Nope, I got busy, and I didn't get a chance to watch it. This still pisses me off.
It's unfortunately so beautiful to look at.
So here's the one thing.
Here's the other thing.
Since 13, the regenerations have been so beautiful. 13's regeneration into David Tennant was fucking gorgeous.
Here's another thing.
What?
It's dawning on me watching this.
Yeah.
This is not the visual language that they use for regenerations.
But they've changed it so much over the last couple of years. That's what I'm saying. If you go back and watch the first New Who region from Eccleston into Tennant, it's an explosion. It's in the TARDIS. We get Tennant, like the whole nine. When we're doing Tennants into Smiths, it's an explosion. It's the light out of the arms and the legs.
That's the thing. That's what we have now. Every Doctor has had that.
I know.
It's a specific glow.
When you go to Jodie Whittaker's...
She still has a specific glow.
She still has a specific glow, but it's so much more grandiose.
But it's so much more... It's not the same design language. This feels a lot more...
But it's because they cut off... Like, this is due to the bi-generation reset, because you can see that it starts here, and they just did a close-up, so you get to see Billie Piper take face. You don't see the normal design because they wanted you to see who that was.
I'm not sold. It doesn't look right.
I'm not saying okay, here's my thing. This better be a short fucking season. This better be a short fucking Doctor. We better get like a David Tennant level.
We got,
Doctor.
if we count specials,
yeah,
we got 18 and a half episodes.
No. I'm talking.
Shudigawa.
Yeah. No, I'm talking. I want like a 3-episode season for.
I want Flux 2. 6 episodes, 1 story, the way Doctor Who was always meant to be.
I want it. I want it short and sweet. I don't want all of this grandiose 2 seasons. I can't do 2 seasons of Billie Piper.
I'm just upset.
I know that Rose is a fan favorite, but here's the thing.
I don't care.
I don't care. And here's the other thing. Bringing a companion's face to the face of the Doctor is so problematic to the storytelling of Doctor Who.
Because the other thing, too, is that, like, they kind of did this with 12, but, like, not really, because he wasn't a companion. Caecilius wasn't a companion. He was just kind of there. The Doctor saved him. That's why he had that face.
Yeah.
To remind him of who he was.
Yeah. But
14 getting his face back was already too much.
I agree. Yeah.
They never really gave a good answer why that happened.
It was unfinished business. But what unfinished business does the Doctor have with himself as Rose Tyler? That's weird.
Didn't fuck enough.
They're on a beach somewhere fucking.
We don't know that.
Dude. And here's what... Rose Tyler has so much more screen time on Doctor Who than anybody else.
She was Rose Tyler, and then she was Rose Tyler, and then she was Rose Tyler, and then she was Bad Wolf.
And then she was Bad Wolf, and then she was in The Day of the Doctor, and...
She wasn't in The Day of the Doctor.
Isn't that the Time War? The Day of the Doctor?
Yeah, that's when she was the Bad Wolf.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That she is in The Day of the Doctor.
No, like, not separately from Bad Wolf.
Yeah, I know. I didn't say separately from Bad Wolf, but what I'm saying is...
That was the last time we've seen her.
Yeah, that was the last time we saw her, and it wasn't that long ago. Well... I mean, it was, but not really.
It's 12 years.
Anyways, it wasn't that long ago.
That hurts, doesn't it?
Yeah, it did. A little bit.
Yeah. That was 12 years ago.
You. Fuck you. Oh, my God.
I think 18 and a half episodes of Shooty is far too little. I wanted him to be Tom Baker.
What?
I wanted him to go forever.
12?
Sorry, I meant 15. I said Shudigawa.
Oh, I thought you said 12. I was like,
no,
you're fucking with Peter Capaldi like that?
Yeah. I like him.
That's fair. I mean, I guess.
No, I like him a lot.
Oh my God. So, I mean, what are some things to look forward to in Doctor Who? The next regeneration.
Dude, someone queued that clip of like what it would take for Eccleston to come back. Sack Russell T. Davis, sack Julie Gardner. I don't remember the third person he said, and then maybe he'll come back.
Sack Russell T. Davis, sack Jane Tranter, sack Phil Collinson, sack Julie Gardner.
Wasn't it Stephen Moffat?
No.
No, it was a writer.
I don't know which one. But so. What is Russell doing? Besides pissing me off.
This season was so good.
It was beautiful.
It was one of the best seasons we've had in forever.
Since 2005, one of the best.
Yeah, like this is
Real cohesive. Love the companion. Sad we're not getting. That's why I'm like not 100% sold on this ending, because they did reshoots.
okay.
I'm not 100%.
BBC sucks buns. BBC sucks BBC.
Clip it. I'm not 100% sold on this ending, though.
I'm 100% sold that they don't care that you're not sold on this ending.
I just don't. I don't see Russell doing this, though. I see him doing it to piss you off for like a year until we get new episodes. And then he like immediately goes, never mind.
Shudigawa is gone, dude.
Like, I low-key kind of feel like this is one of those, we all thought David Tennant was regenerating, and then it cuts to a break, like a gap between episodes, and then he puts his regeneration into the hand. This kind of feels like one of those again.
Rose Tyler's face was right there. There's no debate there.
Unless there is.
Chet, I want to be so serious with you. It's Jover. I can't wait until next year to see how fucky-wucky it is. That's the end of my statement. I don't have anything else to say.
I don't know. And the thing about it is, we don't know when we're going to get Doctor Who again. No, we will. We know we're going to. Because the BBC has come out and said that, like, even if Disney doesn't re-up their deal, they're still doing Doctor Who.
That's cool.
Yeah, they've said that. They're just like, yeah, we'll figure out a way.
Okay, that's fine.
But it's one of those things where I'm pretty sure Disney will probably come back. Maybe not now.
A white man? No!
White woman.
It was for the bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have run out of things to say.
Okay.
Run the clip. I don't know.
Look, man. Okay. And this finale was so good up until the very end. I said to Matt, I've been saying all week, I said, if Shooty regenerates, I will...
Not alive anymore.
I will...
Saying that, we're gonna get put on lists, dude.
No, that's what I keep saying. I keep saying, if Shooty regenerates, I'm...
His toilet's name is England, by the way.
Nope. I'm talking about the country.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! We're not doing that, please!
I'm upset. Let me grieve!
No, you're grieving incorrectly!
I'm gonna...
Ah! Stop! Jesus!
And by that I mean Russell T. Davis.
That's better. Oh my god.
And the head of the monarchy.
Okay, stop! Okay, Caleb's got us put on multiple watch lists now, so...
I ain't talking about. I didn't say anything.
This entire video was AI generated.
I don't know, man. Look, we still got 15 minutes on this podcast episode, but like I don't even know what to talk about anymore.
I don't want to have another 15 minutes. We're probably gonna split this. We'll have to. I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about something with John later this week or something. I don't want to.
Look, okay. Do you have any theories about where Doctor Who is going to go from here?
The toilet.
I can't disagree with that. But I'm talking about like the plot.
Also, a physical toilet. The TARDIS is going to go into a physical toilet dimension.
No, dude, it becomes a toilet. Rose Tyler fixes the community.
Yo!
And it's a porta potty.
Yeah, actually, that's Russell T. Davis, #PortaPart TARDIS.
Porta-part. So I thought it was interesting.
Russell T. Davis.
So here's an interesting thing. Like BBC has said, like the Doctor Who set is still like the TARDIS set is still standing. So I think that's why they had Shooty regenerate out the door, so he didn't blow up the TARDIS.
So they're not gonna give Rose Tyler her own TARDIS?
No, and she doesn't deserve one.
Oh, dude, that's huge. I wish you would have told me that earlier. Okay, she's getting 3 episodes confirmed. There's gonna be a short fucking season.
I think Shooty's coming back.
I don't think Shooty's coming back. I think you're delusional as fuck.
No, I
Rose
think
Tyler is just doing a David Tennant.
No, I think you have no faith.
I love my little gay doctor. You have no idea how much I love Shooty. He's fucking gone, dude.
No.
He's gone.
No.
Because he's already...
I don't believe you!
He's doing other projects!
Okay, you know what he's doing right now? A play.
Okay, and he's probably having more fun.
No, he loves being the doctor.
I know he loves being the doctor, but fucking let it go, please.
No. He's coming back. He's going to be here forever. He'll be the doctor until he regenerates.
The Catholics have the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever right now.
We are electing a new doctor.
Yo! First American Pope and first American doctor confirmed.
They don't like it when a straight white American man is a doctor. It's DEI.
They don't want to see us succeed, folks. Let me tell you, I won't let BBC do this. They took away my little black man.
America is hot, hot, hot right now. And we need more representation.
We need more media. We need more media and BBC, let me tell you.
I'm tariffing Russell D. Davis until he puts my gay little doctor right back on my television.
If they don't do it, I'm sending them Timothy Chalamet and they can't tell me no. I will have a gay little twink on my screen.
You know who's going to be doctor? I think I should be the doctor. I could be a doctor.
Hashtag Donald Trump for doctor. Let's.
I could be a doctor.
I can fix all sorts of things.
My favorite doctor is RFK.
Shut the
Brilliant
fuck
man.
up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Smart
shut the fuck
man.
Up. Got too real. It got too real. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Dude, I don't know. I'm just upset. That's the long and short of it.
That is the long and short.
I'm laughing through the pain. I don't know. I don't think Rose is the doctor. I don't think Billy Piper's gonna be the doctor. I don't know how.
He's gonna be a short doctor.
I don't think.
Oh, dude.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Let him cook. Think about it. Tell me why Shooty's back.
I can't tell you why Shooty's back. But I can tell you why Rose is the doctor.
I can tell you why she's not.
I can tell you exactly why she's the doctor.
Why?
She's going to Bad Wolf the doctor. That's going to explain the Bad Wolf thing.
What does that even mean?
So, Bad Wolf just showed up like timey-wimey ways. And this is going to be her being the bad doctor. Talking to herself when she shouldn't have.
I don't see that happening, though.
I see that's happening. I see them doing like a 3, 4, 5 episode miniseries of Rose Tyler. She was actually the doctor the whole time, but she was just bad wolfing all over the place.
Okay. You know what would have made me okay with all of this? If he had bi-generated into Rose. Because then
I can understand that.
Because then you get a spin-off talking about what you're talking about, and then Shooty just keeps keeping the doctor.
No, I think it's necessary. I think this is a necessary
I think
evil.
it's bullshit.
I think it's a necessary evil, and I think you just need to hear me out. You can't bi-generate every doctor. First of all.
You can, and they have.
No.
That's what Russell said. Every doctor's had a bi-generation.
No, absolutely not.
But then he kind of proved himself wrong when 15 brought up the bi-generation to 13.
Yes.
And 13's like, what?
Yes, exactly. Bi-generation has only happened twice.
That we know of. With
the Ronnie once and with the Doctor once.
No, he said that the Doctor's already done it a bunch. That's what he said.
One writer cannot alter the entire...
He's the showrunner.
I don't give a fuck. I do not give a fuck. You know who else was the showrunner?
Who?
Stephen Moffat, and he sucked dick.
He was great.
No!
Better than Chris Chibnall.
Yeah, 100%. But like I'm saying, like the power of succession is not make you. It doesn't. It's like saying, I don't have a great example for this. It's like.
Yeah, tell me why Stephen Moffat's bad, Matt.
I'm not saying why Stephen Moffat was bad. He just had a couple of. No, we're not getting into this. We're not getting into this. No, but it is a necessary evil to accept the fact that not all doctors bi-generate just because one showrunner said so.
Well, that's how I got the Tales of the TARDIS.
No, I don't care. And secondly, the Doctor is timey-wimey. The Doctor's generation does not end. It just succeeds itself. And to say that that is bi-generation is dumb.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I understand what you're saying.
You don't agree?
I don't know.
All right.
I still haven't fully processed the trauma I've just gone through.
I think it's a necessary evil for there to be a few times in the series where you have short Doctor runs to explain what has happened in the past seasons.
Shooty should not have been one of them.
Look, if Shooty wanted to leave, or if the studio had enough backlash to they thought that they needed to move on, this, that, and the third, I understand.
No, everyone's loved Shooty.
I don't know what to tell you, man! There's white people in charge, and they don't fuck with them!
No, they do.
I don't know what to tell you.
Russell's lying. That's what I'm telling you.
You're delusional.
Yeah. And I'll keep being delusional until I'm right. Broken clock's right twice a day, motherfucker. And look at that, it's 3 o'clock.
Shut the fuck up. I don't know what to tell you. I have nothing for you. I don't have anything for you. I think they're gonna bad wolf Rose Tyler for a Doctor's series, a mini series, and then we're gonna get the real Doctor back.
No, I don't want that.
You asked for my theory. That's my fucking theory.
It's a bad theory.
Fuck you.
No. All right, I'm season 3, episode 1. We come back, cut from black. Rose Tyler's there. She goes, "Oh, hello," and then she gets shot. And then she regenerates again, and it's Shooty again. He's like, "Oh, weird to have this face back. That's okay. I liked this one." And then he goes and picks up Belinda, and he's like, "Belinda, honey, we're going on adventures."
I think that's actually the best writing in Doctor Who history. Holy fuck. It's not, you know what it is? It's not even a real regeneration. It's just a whoop. Oh, fuck. You know what I'm talking about?
Like 11 into 12.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. This is some bullshit.
Hi, it's Caleb. I'm recording this after Matt and I recorded the pod. But obviously the BBC has put out a statement talking about Shooty Gatwa leaving Doctor Who. And I'm just going to throw this in there just so you guys are aware, and Matt's going to see this, so he'll be aware as well. But Russell T. Davies came out with a statement on the BBC website saying, talking about specifically the Rose Tyler stuff. He said, "Billy once changed the whole of television back in 2005, and now she's done it again. It's an honor and a hoot to welcome her back to the TARDIS, but quite how and why and who is a story yet to be told. After 62 years, the Doctor's adventures are only just beginning." So, Matt, I told you so. I don't think she's the Doctor, especially with the way Russell T. Davies was very coy in his statement here. And good news for Matt and I both is Billy also made a statement, and she said, "It's no secret how much I love this show, and I've always said I would love to return to the TARDIS, to the Whoniverse, as I have some of my best memories there, so to be given the opportunity to step back on that TARDIS one more time was just something I couldn't refuse, but who, how, why, and when, you'll just have to wait and see." So this kind of makes me think that she's not going to be here for long, because she said she's just going to step on the TARDIS one more time, so I think it's going to be a quick in and out kind of thing. But yeah, that's all for me. That's the end of the statement, but this came out, so I wanted to include this in the video just so you guys also knew.
Pissed off. Russell Davies?
You just made the list.
Why would you do this? Look at me, Russell. Look at me in my eyes. Why are you the way that you are? First of all, who do you think you are? Secondly,
How dare you?
how could you do this?
How dare you?
You know this is the best doctor we've had in ever.
How dare you? I trusted you, and also fuck you.
I think you should no longer make decisions. I think we need a conservatorship.
Whoa!
I think Stephen Moffat comes back. We're repeating history. History doesn't repeat, it rhymes. And what does it rhyme with? Stephen Moffat.
That was so lame. How dare you?
How dare me? How dare he?
Look, it could be fun.
No, it won't be.
We have to allow it to play its course.
But the thing about it is, I think we're at the point where we're not going to see another Doctor Who episode for 2 years.
No.
Yeah.
Damn. You know what this does, though, right? If this is true, it allows John to catch up.
He can catch up really quick.
No, because he watches it with Brie.
Yeah. He might catch up.
If it works, the next time we have one of these episodes, John will be here.
Maybe so.
Yeah. We're gonna have to fly to wherever the fuck you live to do another one of these episodes in 2 years.
I'm okay with that. Think it'll be worth it.
Yeah.
Put it on the company card.
Uh-huh.
We'll be rich and successful in 2 years.
Yes, sir.
Be rich and successful next week. Bye.
Later.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Have a great day.
Baby, no money, got money, I'm a paradox. 3 scoop, creatine, steam room, we could knock 3 bad thoughts, giving me triceratops. 3 short kings in the squad like Eric. I'ma take your chick like it's thief in the night. You off, I'm on, it's the circle of life. I'ma top my shit, yeah, I'm crossing the line. Yeah, I'm BB and O, one of a kind.